Actress Anne Heche has been determined to be dead at 53 after the horrific car crash where it has been basically revealed that it seems that she was under the influence, that she was potentially under cocaine influence, and also potentially fentanyl. But yeah, people basically assume that this could be an outcome. It's just sad to see anyone end up losing their life for any reason. Like, it's never a good thing to see that, right? But let's get into the story because this happened very quickly, like the order of the events. So Anne Heche died Friday following a fiery car crash that left her in a coma for a week, with her rep confirming that she is brain dead, making her legally dead under California law, which probably also explains why California is very pro abortion. Heche died at a Los Angeles area hospital, her rep said in a statement Friday. She was 53, which is a pretty young age to pass away. We have lost a bright light, a kind and most joyful soul, a loving mother, and a loyal friend, the statement said. Anne will be deeply missed, but she lives on through her beautiful sons, her iconic body of work, and her passionate advocacy. Her bravery for always standing in her truth, spreading her message of love and acceptance, will continue to have a lasting impact. Though the actress is legally dead, her heart is still beating and she remains on life support in order to donate her organs, her rep said. It has long been her choice to donate her organs, her spokesperson told Page Six this week. Fans and celebrities, including the actress's ex-girlfriend, Ellen DeGeneres, took to social media to mourn her death Friday. This is a sad day. I'm sending Anne's children, family, and friends all my love, DeGeneres wrote on Twitter. And actress Rosanna Arquette also said a heartfelt goodbye, writing, "Rest in peace now, Anne." The actress, who is best known for her role as Patricia Campbell in NBC's drama The Brave, had been unable to regain consciousness after suffering horrific burns in the crash on August 5th. Officers believed Heche could have been intoxicated when she plowed her blue Mini Cooper into a suburban LA home, igniting a serious fire. And law enforcement sources told TMZ that Heche had taken cocaine that might have contained fentanyl before the crash. Now, Heche suffered a severe anoxic brain injury due to the accident, her rep told Page Six on August 11th. The Los Angeles Police Department obtained a warrant shortly after pulling the actress from the wreckage to test her blood alcohol level. The results are yet to be released, and who knows if they're ever actually going to be publicly released. Who knows? Heche's rep thanked the actress fans for their kind wishes and prayers, as well as the dedicated staff and wonderful nurses who have cared for her. Anne had a huge heart and touched everyone she met with her generous spirit. More than her extraordinary talent, she saw spreading kindness and joy as her life's work, especially moving the needle for acceptance of who you love, her rep concluded. She'll be remembered for her courageous honesty and dearly missed for her light. A red-capped bottle seen in Heche's car cup holder in a photo TMZ reported was taken before the crash. And before becoming a famous name in Hollywood, Heche got her start at a young age in soap operas. She played identical twins Vicky Hudson and Marley Love on Another World from 1987 to 1991 before she vaulted into movies like Wag the Dog and Donnie Brasco. One of her biggest films was 1998's 6 Days, 7 Nights, in which she starred opposite Harrison Ford. And more recently, has she joined forces with close friend and PR executive Heather Duffy Boyston for a podcast titled Better Together. Born in Aurora, Ohio, Heche was the youngest in a struggling family of five children. Her brother Nathan died at 18, 3 months after their father in a car wreck. Wow. Like, talk about a family curse, I guess. Which, it's not funny, but like, the chances of both of them passing away because of a car wreck is insane. Heche was often open about her struggles with substance abuse as a result of the trauma. The actress's romantic life also often made headlines, including her high profile relationship with DeGeneres. The pair dated from 1997 to 2000, and Heche previously revealed to Page Six that their romance got her blacklisted by Hollywood at the time. Heche said the relationship and Hollywood's then homophobia doomed her to become tabloid fodder for decades and cost her acting jobs. It changed my life forever, Heche told Page Six in a 2020 interview. The stigma attached to that relationship was so bad I didn't do a studio picture for 10 years. I was fired from a $10 million picture deal. I didn't do a studio picture for 10 years, she claimed. Yeah, so that's really bad, right? Like, that kind of sucks that you would get fired for that and then also, like, basically not get hired again. Heche also dated comedian Steve Martin from 1994 to 1997, right before she met DeGeneres. After she and DeGeneres broke up, Heche married cameraman Coleman LaFoon, with whom she had a son, Homer LaFoon, now 20, and the two were married from 2001 to 2009. I mean, to be honest, it seems like she just likes to go from one person to another person, but, you know, that's just how she went. Heche also leaves behind her 13-year-old son, Atlas Heche Tupper, whom she had with her Men in Trees co-star, James Tupper. So let's go through the comments, because I think it'd be pretty interesting to see what people's thoughts on this. Since when are you brave for standing what you believe to be the truth? Don't we all do that? R.I.P. Yes, RIP. Sounds like they can round file her liver. Well, that sounds weird. Way to go out with a bang. I wonder if Steve Martin and Ellen will sit together on the mourner's bench. God rest her soul, but brave actress, come on. She had some serious psychological problems and crashed her car into an innocent family's house and destroyed it. She would have been arrested if she survived. I doubt she would have been arrested, but she definitely would have been hit with a massive lawsuit if she didn't pay a very large sum. Terrible way to die. My thoughts and prayers are with family and friends. I lost a daughter in a car accident, and it never gets easier. Her coma in the end was a godsend. May she rest in peace. And that's the thing, right? Like, if you were to go, I feel like the easiest way to go would be if you are in a coma, right? Because mentally you're not really there, right? Maybe you're not feeling the pain. Like, who knows? But either way, it's just sad to see someone lose their life. And the thing is, she could have avoided it by simply deciding not to do drugs. Now, I do understand that obviously drugs are addictive. A lot of people are struggling with addictions. But the reality is, she chose to do it, and that cost her life. First saw her on Another World when she was very young. Whatever the merits of her acting, I was very surprised to see she become a major star. Her life went off the rails when that happened and escalated. Ba 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 ba. So tragic. I hope that this helps Hollywood wake up and change its attitude toward rampant, destructive drug use. With so many tragic Hollywood drug related horror stories, this attitude should have changed already. Sorry she didn't live long enough to serve jail time. It may have saved her life, her choice. Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. Should have called Uber or the people she was with who knew she was drinking and were maybe drinking and doing drugs with her. Should have gotten her a ride. Lots of blame to go around when the morning is over. I feel bad for her. Horrible way to go. On the other hand, though, I feel awful for the people's homes and property she irresponsibly decimated, and nobody seems to mention much about them. We mention them and their properties, then get hate for not showing sadness and tears for poor widow Anne who did it to herself. But this person put it in all caps, did it to herself, right? And again, the reality is she did choose to do drugs. She did choose to do drugs and then get behind the wheel of a vehicle, and she chose to flee the scene of a crime multiple times and caused a massive crash, right? I get sad, but the reality is she did choose, well, she made a series of choices that basically got worse and worse as time went on that ended up resulting to this. Why on earth are you still doing coke at 53 years old when you have a 13-year-old son? Yeah, that is a really sad thing. Most importantly, no innocent people were killed because of her little narcotic induced stunt. Obviously, our tormented soul, thankfully, she didn't take any innocent people with her. And this is the thing that people need to understand, right? Based off the video that was released, she almost took out a random bystander. Like she literally almost ended the life of a completely random person. Like this whole situation could be so much worse. So I think a lot of people should like view it as like this is sad, but also thankfully no one else was severely hurt. Drunk and well as drugged and driving. Thank gosh she didn't kill anyone. Better that way, sorry. Feel no remorse for such people. I agree, and I used to be one of them. She chose to use whatever was in her system that caused this. Yeah, so a lot of people have like kind of like different views on this, but the main feeling that I'm getting is that a lot of people think that it's sad that one, she lost her life, but two, it was due to her own choices, and three, thankfully, no one else was harmed in this situation. Feel free to give your thoughts on this. I mean, my personal view is that, you know, she made a series of choices that got worse and worse and ended up with her basically passing away. And luckily, like seriously, luckily, no one else was harmed. Like, that's an amazing thing that no one else was harmed. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, feel free to learn how down below. Feel free to give your own personal thoughts on this and whether or not you have any personal experience in terms of like a car accident or someone potentially have lost their life that you know of in a car accident, right? Or a car crash. Because what gets me a lot is that there's so many people that drive so recklessly on the road and they just don't really understand that like hey, a car is not a toy, right? Regardless if you like cars or not, like it's not a toy. Like you could do some serious damage to yourself and other people with it.